Dragon Ball Super just aired its 60th episode. Do you know what that means? No? Oh, because I have no clue either. I still have no idea what to think about this series, this attempt to resurrect the legendary franchise of Dragon Ball after almost 20 years of almost nothing. 20 years before that, on 1996, started airing a different anime, which spanned about 50 episodes. It is wildly trashed and known as being a studio's attempt to cash in on a well-known story without the involvement of the original creator. And its name is Kaiketsu Zoro. Just kidding, even if the description matches, I was obviously talking about Dragon Ball GT. GT stands for Grand Tour. Why the fuck? It is the immediate sequel to Dragon Ball Z that Toei Animation had to fart out because the popularity of the franchise was still at its peak. And you know what language they speak there at Toei? Japanese. Money. They speak money. They love money. Dragon Ball was a money machine and they needed more money. Money. But now that I have mentioned both, it is only necessary to compare these two flawed series, each one in its own special way. Who knows, maybe we'll even find out which one is better. Or not, because it is subject of personal taste and it varies with each and every one of us. Let's start over with a brief history and basic comparison. Both Dragon Ball and Z are based on the original manga material by the original writer, but as I explained earlier, other motives, money, caused the continuation of the series, thus resulting in the GT sequel, which was only based on the source material and only involved the creator in some character designs. Fast forward again to 2015, the nostalgia is strong, the hunger is real, Toei wants more money. Thus was born Dragon Ball Super. This time trying not to repeat the mistakes of the past, making the series was done with Toriyama sensei, although he didn't actually write the manga itself. I'll compare the stories of the series first. Super happens right after the end of Z, and until now has 4 sagas. The first two, Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F, are just retellings of movies by the same names, which puts the making of them in question in the first place. After that comes a Universal Tournament saga, and after that, Future Trunks or Black Goku saga. Still using materials from the past, I see. GT is set 10 years after the end of Z and contains 4 sagas as well. The Black Star Dragon Ball saga, a ripoff of the first saga from Dragon Ball, the Baby saga, Super 17 saga, and the Shadow Dragon saga. The Black Star Dragon Ball saga is, as I said, a ripoff of the first saga in Dragon Ball. It is not good. The protagonists of the saga are Goku, who turned into a kid for some reason I'm gonna touch upon later, Pan, who is the most annoying character, and Trunks, who somehow turned into the biggest wimp in the world. Again, I'll talk about their characters later in the characters segment. The saga is supposed to be a collection of episodial adventures, but feels slow, stupid, and overall unnecessary. Imagine the last thing in Z is Goku defeating the most powerful being in the universe, which is a crazy feat in the Dragon Ball world. A feat that was built arcs upon arcs, sagas upon sagas, from the first Demon King that can demolish a city, to aliens that can destroy a planet easily, to more powerful aliens, androids, and eventually a fucking pink blob of terror that can easily destroy galaxies. Yes, the power level system is not perfect and you can't know for sure what a character can achieve, but in Z you at least have a rough idea and get the feeling of it. In the first saga of GT, somebody just said, fuck it, the universe is big, let's have them fight some more aliens. Brilliant. Aliens that by Z logic could be smushed in 2 seconds and are now supposed to pose problems for our heroes. And they do because the story demands it, and for no other logical reason. By the way, I'll talk about logic in its own segment, have no fear. A similar problem happens in Super. I'll explain. In Super, the problem is not that the enemies are a downgrade and should be dealt with easily. The problem is that they are so bombastically, immensely, hugely more powerful than Z that there is no possible way on Earth to make the fights look like they have any meaning. A battle between gods. It should look like every single flicker of a punch should destroy a universe. But it is hard to execute and convey the actual feel of strength, and because of that, the world shattering fights feel underwhelming. But I got a bit off track. As I said, the first two arcs of Super are retellings of movies, which makes them cheaper, longer, and worse in almost every single way. The only thing they did add on the movies were some filler episodes, which are filler, even though it's not based on a manga. Except that the first two arcs are just kind of pointless. By the way, they introduce Gods of Destruction, Frieza is resurrected, Frieza dies real quick, and Goku and Vegeta become Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan, God. Back to GT. Baby Saga, such a bad name. The summary actually sounds interesting. A Tuffle scientist creates a parasite to get revenge on Saiyans. Oh wait, that seems similar to the premise of the fucking android saga from Z. The execution of the saga is poor. We are introduced to a stupid villain called General Dildo Rildo. Baby is a plain as white bread. We have some bullshit new monkey transformation in Super Saiyan 4. Then the Super Android 17 saga, again recycling shit from the past, even Cell and Frieza hop for a horrible visit. On the other end of the ring, Super is recycling as well. The Tournament Saga is an attempt to recreate the original Tournament Saga from Dragon Ball, with the quirky and gimmicky opponents, which again doesn't work when Goku and Vegeta can blow up a fucking star system in a blink of an eye. The last and ongoing saga in Super is the Future Trunks Saga. What a surprise, didn't that happen already? Goku has an evil doppelganger. I don't even care if this saga becomes insanely good at the end. Its premise sounds like a stupid fan fiction on DeviantArt. In GT, the Shadow Dragon Saga, the Dragon Balls are being used too much. Evil bad energy, evil dragons. Actually, solid premise. But again, execution is bad. Only good thing about the saga is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. As you can see, both Super and GT heavily recycle materials from the past of the series. Both, I believe, aim for the same purpose and both fail in my opinion, but I will return to that later. Well, let's start with GT because obviously I will finish with the punchline. When compared to Super, GT's animation is decent. Its shortcomings come in its style. It simply doesn't look like the style of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Trunks is the easiest example I could find. He just doesn't look like the same character. It seems like the whole series changed its art style and color palette, and it just looks odd. But the punchline. When I began watching Super, I shrugged the doubts to the side. I like this bald contour, I said. It is a unique style, I said. But then came episode 5, and well, there is no pretty way of saying it. Super's art and animation is the laziest and worst I've ever seen. It looks like bad works on DeviantArt. People on DeviantArt fix frames from the series, for fuck's sake. Weird motions, weird faces. You know what? How much time do we have? Cool. Roll the clip. Well, GT will get burned a lot here. It's what it is famous for, after all. So let's start with some super logic. Beerus claims he wiped out the dinosaurs, but if you watch the series, you know for a fact that they are alive and well. Future Trunks' hair is blue for some reason. Why the fuck is it blue? No, seriously. Krillin is short, but he turns from a very short guy in Z to a midget in Super. Why? Goku and Vegeta grow beards, even though their hairstyle shouldn't change. Oh, wait, that reminds me of something. Oh shit, here we go.
Are you saying that you changed the karma ball into positive energy and used my own weapon to destroy the negative energy that was covering it?
Han, not now. Let Grandpa handle this. He's powerful, even more powerful than Majin Buu.
So, I hear you have the power to heal. Can you heal me?
I'll try.
Popo, get the first aid kit!
But now you know what I'm capable of.
Your power's amazing. You destroyed the entire city with one blast.
In both series, sadly, there isn't much character in any of the characters. Start from GT. There was a brief attempt at the beginning to add character to Goten, but just no. Gohan was absent for the entire series, Piccolo barely appeared and got a meaningless death. On top of that, Krillin was worth a flashback and a half and got killed for no reason. Yamcha got a cameo, I think. I think that's it for the supporting cast. For the main cast, we have Vegeta, who is just a boring and soft version of himself, Trunks, who looks like future Trunks fused with a tissue, and Pan, who is an annoying child that should not be in the main cast for the love of God. Didn't forget Goku, leaving him for last. Now Super. Goten is barely seen. Trunks has a pathetic excuse of a love story. Yamcha's flat out forgotten. Krillin gets a height reduction surgery. Seriously, that pisses me off. Piccolo has less character than a live cucumber. Gohan is forgotten. Future Trunks looks like Z Trunks fused with a blue tissue. Vegeta is more loser than ever, and just like in GT, looks like a shadow of himself. The only good characters in Super are actually the new ones. Beerus and Whis are actually pretty funny and interesting, and Jocko as well in the short time we see him. The villains in GT don't make me laugh. All in all, the character lineup and their lack of development is pathetic in both series, which only leaves...
Yes! Goku time!
The main problem with both series is Goku. Don't get me wrong, I love the hope of the universe, protector of the innocent, ally to all good, but he is nightmare to you. If you were Dragon Ball Super and GT, simply put, both series are glorified Goku time. Let me explain. From the beginning, from the early days of Dragon Ball, the fans were influencing the decisions of Toriyama or the TV series. The fans loved Masako Nozawa, Goku's Japanese dubber, an old woman. So she continued to dub him in his adult life as well, because the fans demanded it. And also Gohan, and Goten, and Bardock. Are you fucking kidding me? Following this pattern, the loyal Goku fans pressured Akira Toriyama to let Goku back to the series through the back door, after he was killed in the Cell Saga. Toriyama intended for Gohan to take the torch and lead the way, but instead we got Goku again. To be fair, I love how the Buu Saga turned out, and it is my favorite in Z. But as the consequences of that, not only ruined Gohan, who turned from the coolest character to being more soft and mush potatoes, but also ruined the series to follow. First, GT. Let me get you in on a secret. GT is the failed attempt of a hybrid between the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. A great idea on first thought, combining the comedy and adventure of Dragon Ball with the action and fighting of Z, but it failed at doing so miserably. That is the reason Goku got turned into a kid, to make him seem goofy and childish again, and to lower the stakes. But of course, you simply can't do that, and that is why GT turned up like the mess it is. Goku alone has all the power, and no other character can possibly rival him, even though he is in his child form and it makes no goddamn sense. Same in Super. Vegeta, who should be almost on par with Goku, is always way inferior to him. Goku hogs the spotlight for himself for the entire series, even though there are so many good characters who are just waiting to bathe in the spotlight for 2 seconds. There is no way I can say it other than Goku ruins both series by being too much in the center. It is without a doubt the biggest flaw above all other flaws. Goku time ruined Dragon Ball GT and Super. Well, so much for positivity. Even though I dissed both series a lot in this video, I don't have burning feelings of hate towards them. I just feel there could have been a lot better done with the source material that they had. My solution? Very simple. Obviously it is for Super, not GT. Kill Goku and Vegeta. No joke. Make them both gods of destruction. Honestly, don't care. Just get them out of the picture. They are way too powerful. They are way too overpowered. Make Goten and Trunks go on adventures. Maybe throw in Gohan as well as the most powerful character in the series. There you have it. You're welcome. Oh, and this video is named Dragon Ball Super versus Dragon Ball GT. Well, I guess I ought to tell you which one is better. Well, at least in my opinion. In terms of focus, GT feels like it has more going in its way. It just feels more condensed and that it has more points to it. Right now, I think GT is better just by a tad bit. But I will say this. Above all else, Super shows it has heart in it. Way more heart than in GT. Super is more comedic in tone, and it definitely has got the potential to become a better series. The creators just need to get their shit together and write a decent story. If they will just do that and not recycle everything like they did previously, I'm sure Super wouldn't only surpass GT, it will be on its way to becoming a good anime, because still the animation is garbage. Anyways, I'll keep watching it weekly. I'm waiting for it to improve. I am banking on it, because still, you know, like everybody else, I'm just another big fan of Dragon Ball. Well, thank you very much for watching my video. If you liked it, please click on the like button. If you have anything to add to what I've said, please feel free to add a comment. Please don't just press the dislike button. And if you like any of my videos, consider subscribing to my channel. On the video, there is an annotation leading to the video of the top sagas of One Piece in my opinion. You can go there if you like One Piece. And basically, this is my first video that I am working on Adobe Premiere Pro. So I tested a lot of tools that I am going to work with in the future, and I hope overall it will make the quality of my videos better. So yeah, that's it. So thanks again for watching, and see you next time.